Hello, I'm Noah Pickard. Welcome to the channel.
Hi everyone, as you can see, working hard on the barn, so I thought I'd do a video on the house and what we're going to do to it. Because I've put a few pictures on Instagram and stuff and Twitter, and you all seem pretty interested. And we've got some big plans for the little house, so I thought I'd take you through it. As you can see, I don't really fit in it, and there's a giant crack in the door. So my plan is to raise the front door up by the roof joists go through here at the minute. So I'm going to put a big beam above, and I'm going to cut out here and here and make it look right. But I've got to be able to fit in my own house, haven't I? That's the problem with being 6'6". Come on in. So we didn't know this floor was actually here. It was covered under so many years of cow muck and disgustingness and mushrooms that it was completely invisible, and it was a total surprise for us when we started pulling the floor out. We actually thought it was a dirt floor barn, like the other side is, but it's not. It's got giant giant granite blocks. This is one that I've just pulled out, and we're actually going to reuse these for the kitchen, which will be over in that area, as I said in my previous video. And we wanted a slit floor originally, but these are so nice and will be so lovely once they're all cleaned up that we're not going to have slate slabs, we're going to have big cobbles. And the roof, of course, is too low for me, because I can't make the floor lower, and Miriam wants a chandelier, and unless she wants a chandelier here, I've got to do something about it. So we're actually going to move this beam 80 centimetres up, or it might not be this beam. We're trying to figure out how to do it, because it's like 4 or 5 tons of oak. It's pretty much most of a tree, and it's 8 meters long, and that's a lot to move. And as you've seen the front door, like getting heavy machinery through into here isn't going to be an option. So we've got to figure that one out. But this is going. All the side supports are going, and the troughs over here. All this has to be taken out, obviously, because we need some living space. But we will reuse all the wood we take out. And these barns are massively overbuilt. We actually know someone who keeps tractors in the upstairs of their barn, because they were designed for cows upstairs, cows downstairs, cows everywhere. And as some of you might know, Limousin cows are kind of famous. They're giant ginger cows, and the bulls can be pretty heavy. So it's stupidly overbuilt. But the weight is good, is sign of reliability. It's lasted at least 400 years that we know. But the French love their records, and there are no records of this barn being built. It's just always been here. And in Guéret, I think it is, near us, there is about 20 minutes away, there is the oldest church in France that was built by the Knights Templar. So that's how far back like this area goes and these houses go. And they've been around forever. But I've finally taken the water tank out, and we're going to put a big picture window in here. I'm not a big fan of many barn conversions. Love barns, hate barn conversions, because everyone always puts massive windows in and does like the modern Grand Designs thing. I like barns to like barns, and fortunately so does Mary. So it's going to be like minimum windows and doing the best with what we've got. We're keeping the 2 small portholes here, this little one here and the one on the other side, and that window there. And we're going to have a stable door here, because it's the countryside, and That's what you do, innit? It's all lime, so it's going to be put all back in lime. Miriam and I are going to have the joy of trying to plaster this place. That'll be an adventure. But yeah, I'm just taking the floor up now because I've got to pull all the floor up and we've got to dig it all down. And then we've got to put a base of sand and then line it with plastic and then put a concrete base in, and that'll strengthen the whole building. But it will also mean that the first time we put our central heating on, we won't get water coming up through the floor, because I actually had a friend in the UK in the Ribble Valley that happened to. So while we're doing it right. And speaking of central heating, we've actually bought an auger that will go over here. Right, upstairs. Welcome upstairs. As you can see, it's open and airy and lovely in here, a total contrast from downstairs, which is good because we can use some of this height, and we're going to bring the floor up to about this level here, and that'll raise the ceilings upstairs and make room for Miriam's chandelier, and hopefully mean that I'm not banging my head all the time. And this is my bedroom that I'm in at the moment. There's going to be a wall about here. And we're going to put the bed over here. And I've got to build a tunic that'll go from this side of the beam up and across. And we've managed to find a little blue enamel stove, which will go over here, roughly in the centre. It won't really be necessary with the auger downstairs. It'll be warm enough because the auger also does our hot water as well as cooking, and it heats the whole house. It runs all the radiators and all that kind of thing. And we're going to use the big Victorian curly cast iron radiators. So like I said, it won't really be necessary to have the stove, but it is nice in winter when you're cuddled in bed to make coffee or popcorn for movie night, that kind of thing. And it's romantic, isn't it? Over here we'll have Miriam's makeup table. And there's a window over here that I'll show you in a second that we'll be making bigger. And like I say, I don't want to pump the house full of giant windows because it simply doesn't need it. So we'll be putting roof lights in, 2 on this side and 2 on this side. And there'll be a walk-in wardrobe here for all of Miriam's clothes and maybe some of mine if there's room. And there'll be double, Miriam said there won't be any room, and double doors into the walk-in wardrobe. Our bathroom will be on this side, with a big double shower, and I want a little plunge bath, so that after long rides and stuff I can have a soak in the bath. Here we use well water. We don't have mains water, so we don't have to pay for it. But I still want to keep it all ecological and all nice. So only a small bath that you sit up in, a little roll top clawfoot bath. And of course out here, there's no sewerage system or sewers anywhere. So I don't want to sink a giant hole into my garden to put a big septic tank in there, because I want to put fruit and vegetables in the garden, want to grow as much food as we can. Because it makes life cheaper, and also it's nice to have your own fruit and veg. I used to do it when I was a kid, and it used to subsidise our food for the entire summer, just me on my own and a tiny little vegetable patch. But we've got a 46-foot long polytunnel we're putting out back, and we'll have 3 big veg patches, the first of which we've already started. But yeah, so I don't want a septic tank. There are a lot of money to install, and there are a lot of money to empty it, and there's loads of laws concerning them. So we're actually going to be using composting toilets, which is going to be an adventure. But I've known some people that have them, and they rave about them. They say they're absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we're going to have a composting toilet, and all the water that we use from the land, like I say, it's well water, and that's going to go through a biofilter made by a German company. And once it's been through the filter, it can be returned back to the land, and it's actually totally drinkable. Which is totally awesome, because we want, like I say, we want to be as ecological as possible. And it's a nice house, and it's been here forever, so it deserves the good treatment. The hallway is going to be here, where I'm walking down these planks now. And I actually want to put a glass hallway floor. We might have a metal grid hallway floor to begin with, but once we can afford, I want to put a glass hallway floor in, and that'll let light downstairs as well, and from the loft windows above, and help make it lighter and brighter. The bathroom will have a ceiling on it with a giant window in the roof to let light into the bathroom, and so will the walk-in wardrobe, which will be smoked because I don't want a ton of light into the clothing. And there's going to be a spare bedroom here, which will have a small window in because it's the law and we have to have small windows. But it'll only be a small window like that up there. As those who follow me on social media know, over the last couple of weeks, this roof has done my head in. As you can see, most of the roof timbers are actually just not real timbers, they're just pieces of tree some dude cut down in a field and formed into a roof joist with an axe. So none of it's straight, none of it's level. There's very twisty roof beams, and we've actually had to put some new ones in and put some strengtheners in, as well as redoing the lats totally, because what had happened is that normally your roof tile sits on a piece of wood called a lat, and all the nails had all rusted away just with time, and so all the wood underneath the tiles was slipping away. So we've put a breathable barrier down, and then we've put new lats on, and it's actually due to snow this evening, and snow lightly until Wednesday, so the roof's a bit of a no-go area when it's snowing, but it'll be alright and we'll get it sorted. I haven't done this part of the roof here simply because it's not damaged, and I don't want to be redoing it in well, I was going to say January, but it's now February, because it's cold, and that's north facing, so yeah. So I'm going to wait until summer when it's 35 degrees, and we're actually going to redo the whole of the roof, because my parents' house down there at the other end, I'm sure you can actually see the light, their roof is actually tin, and underneath that is the old roof that used to be a thatched roof. So it's like what's called cob, which is like rubble, plaster and horsehair all mixed together. So they have like a roof in a roof, but that all needs redoing as well. And as I said before, this window over here will be at floor level. This is our bedroom window, and there's lots of ventilation holes. They're all along the walls, which I want to keep as many as possible, and I want to turn them into windows because that's just cool, in my opinion. But this one is a little bit too close, and the beam on the outside, the lintel that holds the window up, is actually falling down, and the window base is falling in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this row of stones out. I'm going to put a new beam in all the way through, but I'm actually going to bring the beam over here far further than the original beam, and then I'm going to take this lot of stones out here, and I'm going to take a row out of the top as well. So I'm going to make it wider and taller while I fix the window, because that's the way you'd fix it normally, but without making it wider. So I might as well make it wider while I'm at it. And this is the view out of my bedroom window. So guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you're getting more riding done than I am, but maybe we'll have a riding video next time. Please stay safe out there. It's all slippy and icy and stuff in many parts of the world. Please stay seen, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.